Hi, Marissa. Thank you so much for not only your initial post, but for commenting on my initial thread. Your comment about how Colorado and Alabama seemed quite a bit different in what the state requirement was actually made me go listen to your thread. And you had two things that you talked about that kind of got me thinking. One of them was you had said that Colorado requires you to tell your clients how to get in touch with Dora, which is, you said, your board. And I thought that was very interesting. So I went back through the Alabama board ethics code, and I could not find in any of the pages, there were 40 pages of that PDF, and I couldn't find anywhere where it required you to provide that information to your client. There was a place on section H3 that talked about cooperation with the investigation of a complaint, um, but that was not us as counselors having to provide our clients with a contact email, phone number, whatever it may be. So I actually think that is something that Alabama should reconsider and even think about putting or making a requirement to put in a consent form. Um, Another thing you had mentioned, and I had mentioned it in mine too, was technology. And I started thinking about it more when I was listening to you about how, um, how we're having to deal with technology in today's age. And I was looking at a textbook written in 2020 by Simmons and uh, their colleagues. And they mentioned on page 12 that the ACA, which at that time was called APGA, American Personal Guidance Association, in 1961 made the first code of ethics, and the newest one has been updated in 2014. So obviously from point A to point B, we have had some progression and changes throughout that time. And it will be really interesting to see, because that's been, 6 to 7 years, what the requirements in the code of ethics is going to look like for that technology portion at their next update. And I say that because, we've experienced as a world, but specifically America, we have had to deal with technology during this crisis, this COVID crisis, this pandemic, and it's really changed the way a lot of people use technology and will rely on technology. So I think that I would bet that we would see quite a change in our ethics code for technology. Thanks again. Bye.